welcome to my channel. It's a baby Precious. Let's see about this video. Let's see how people work hard for them to put food on their tables. Thank
So Donald Trump, not in these exact words, but basically admitted this week that a lot of the things that he's been doing, a lot of the policies, a lot of the executive orders that he's been signing off on was all made with the intention of getting black people back into the field. It was made with the intention of getting black people back into the field. All right, so on Tuesday, Donald Trump made an appearance, right, on CNBC's Squawk Box. And on that platform, he actually made a lot of commentary in regards to the situation with the deportations, migrant workers, the state of America's agriculture, and he made comments on inner city people not doing farm work. I want you to always remember that when they mention inner city, that means black. In Donald Trump's exact words, people that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They've tried. We've tried. Everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. They don't get a bad back because if they get a bad back, they die. He also went on to say that they are very, very, very special people and they cannot be easily replaced. Remember what I said, anytime that they mention the words inner city people, inner city communities, inner city neighborhoods, that's black. That's code for black. Black, blackity black, okay? Black people. And it is because of that exact commentary that it reconfirms for me, okay? Not confirms, but reconfirms, meaning that I already knew. But it reconfirms that the plan from the very beginning with these executive orders, right, was to further destabilize black communities, further destabilize poor communities, but black mainly, so that you could put pressure on these communities so that you could get them to go back into the field, right? And then once you get them back in the field, bingo, you've made America great again. Modernize slavery. But black people said, fuck you and this little game that you want to play. Since we are the most valuable player on the scoreboard, we will remove ourselves and let's see if this game is still going to continue. And that's in fact what we're seeing right now. Donald Trump thought that by forcing all of these other people out, taking away our Medicaid, doing all of these things to further destabilize our community, that we would conform, that we would just do what he wants us to do, what the whites of this world, what white supremacy wants us to do. But black people decided to pull a Uno reverse and they did nothing, which is something that they're not used to black people doing. They're used to black people having this spirit of rebellion, having this spirit of revolution. But instead, black people decided that, you know what, I'm going to preserve my energy for me and my people, but I'm also going to remove myself from this game entirely. And now everything is starting to crumble. The way that the America agriculture is taking a huge hit right now because of Donald Trump and his deportations. Like, I don't think that you understand how much America survives off of the labor of undocumented workers. And when I say y'all, I mean all the other races. Black people knew because black people were telling you. They told you, don't do this. Don't do this because we're not going back in the field. Don't do this, but y'all didn't listen. And just to put into retrospect of how important undocumented migrant workers are to the agriculture economy here in America, the U.S. Department of Agriculture reports that roughly 42% of crop workers are undocumented, with nearly 70% being foreign-born. This labor is essential in states like California and Texas, where up to 80% of farm workers lack legal status. Donald Trump signed off on a lot of these executive orders back in January. It is now August, and in between that time, he has done a parade of chaotic shit, trying to put pressure on the black community, but the black community has refused to fold. They have not folded. And it's not just the black community, but the legal Hispanic community here, the legal Latinos here, the Browns, and every other race that sees what this administration has been trying to do from the very beginning. They have not folded. And because of that, everything that he has signed off on in January is starting to bite him in the ass in August. And to all of you people out there that had so much to say in regards to the black community and the 92% and them actually deciding to stand down and not participate, to not get involved, to protect their peace, all of the critiques that you had on their decision, let this be your example. Let this be your primary example as to why you should stay the fuck out of black people business. Stay the fuck out of black people business. You had so much to say in regards to our decision and wanting to stand the fuck back and deciding to remove ourselves from this entire game altogether, right? Now, you see that black people actually knew what the fuck they were doing. They knew what the fuck they were doing. They told you were going to need these people because they weren't doing it anymore. They told you they wasn't going to do it anymore. You still got rid of them people. You still got rid of the migrants. You still did and went through with the mass deportations, and now you guys want food. But you thought that the black people was going to get into the field. No, they wasn't going to do it. They wasn't going to do it. They wasn't going to do it. And now you see why they decided from the very beginning, oh, I see how this is going to play out. Exit stage left.
Did you say the Trump administration is rolling out a program that will require a $15,000 bond for certain visas, and this is another way to attack low-income black and brown people? So the Trump administration is saying that they're rolling out a 12-month pilot program starting in August, requiring for some visas to have a $15,000 bond. The visas they are targeting are the B1 and B2 visas. This is visas that people use to come to the U.S. on business or tourism. The B1 is more than just if you're coming to start a new business, it's also if you're coming to consult or to go to a conference. But B2, which is for tourism, but also if you're going to a family event or if you're seeking medical care. The US government hasn't said every country that's going to be on this program, but according to sources, there's going to be countries that have high rates of visa overstays, which means people from African, Asian, South American countries, essentially non-white. There'll also be different levels to the bonds, some 5,000, some 15,000, with most expected to be around 10,000. The Trump administration has been trying to stop all immigration of people of color coming into this country, and this is another way they're trying to do this. This is still very much a developing story, so I'll bring you information as it comes in. And as always, please consider supporting me on here so I can continue bringing you stories like these.
Hey yo, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about Donald Trump's latest appearance on NCB. Now it's wow, Donald Trump said farmer laborers don't get tax people in the Ghana. City won't do those jobs. Let's break down why the statement is just justified, it's wrong, but dropping with clarity and real doubles. First of all, anyone who is ever worked in culture knows it's one of the most physical punishment jump for them. Farm workers suffer high rates of black injuries, heat, exhaustion, and chronic pain. It is not a job you don't get back from. It is just a glaring reality and the life experience of workers. Now let's talk about the people in the Ghana city who do those jobs parts. A class right. Some point used to stereotype black and brown and browns communities as lazy, while ignoring the real versus lack of labor protection and system rights. See you in my next video. Thank you for watching.
Trump basically tells Fox News that he regrets busting down on the immigrants and sending them back home because his farmers now need help. And all I can say is I knew he was going to regret this shit because there's no person really working harder than an immigrant due to the simple fact that they're on a mission. They're on a mission. They come to this country just to work. Immigrant is probably the hardest working person you know. Hands down. No ifs or buts about it. And it's just like they was not bothering you. I knew in the end time you were going to need these people to take care of life in America. If you really think about it, who are building these bridges that we drive on? Immigrants. Who are building these houses? Immigrants. Who are cutting the grass? Immigrants. So now that your farmers are in need, you want to double down and say, oh, we're going to bring back the immigrants and make sure they come legally. It's not easy to get rid of them. Well, you try to challenge the situation and it backfired on your ass. Don't bring them back now. You broke up happy homes because you hated immigrants. But now that you're in need and you thought the black people was going to enslave and help your farmers, which they're not. This is not back in the day. They barely want to fucking work. Don't bring the immigrants back now.
Have y'all heard or seen President Trump on the Fox News? Yes, the Fox News, where our president, President Trump, has admitted that he has sent those illegal immigrants back too fast. Now the farmers and the hotels are struggling. They're going to go back, get educated, and then come back and, I guess, pick up where they left off. That's just my guess. What he was thinking was the people in the inner cities were going to do that work. Problem is, those illegal immigrants were working for very minimal pay. Who in the inner city is going to work for that? People don't mind working, but nobody's going to work for that very, very minimal pay. What was our president thinking? Now he's regretful. Let's see how he uses his power to clean up his mess. If you guys know more than I know, let me know in the comments, because you know I know some things. I don't know everything, so let me know what you know in the comments. Thank you.
Let me get this straight. You're so obsessed with Donald Trump. You decided to leave your country in 2019, set up shop in Texas on a non-immigrant visa. You decided to become a business owner and build franchises of a burger joint called Trump's Burger. And at first when I guess I read too fast, because I thought this was Donald Trump's business. Come to find out, Donald Trump is not associated with this at all, nor does he probably even know that man exists. I'm just curious, by calling this business Trump's Burger, did you think it would win the American people over, like they wouldn't view you as the immigrant you are? Did you think that you would have a proximity to whiteness, or maybe Trump by chance would notice you? Got you nowhere, sweetheart, but a sweet ticket back to your country, because ICE is trying to deport you. They said they don't care nothing about your political stance. You are considered an illegal immigrant, and you got to go.
Thank you for watching the videos. Let me know what you think on this particular video on the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, share and like. Thank you. I love you all.